Hi, welcome to part 5 of our 3D printer build along. We'll be moving on from the end of the linear system, or literally getting to the end, not quite. Right, so the bits for today are
we have a bearing fixing base,
this long shafty piece. We have
2 bearings, an E-clip, 2 M3 bolts,
or screws as we call them,
and a timing belt.
Right, now the first thing I'm going to do is put the bearings onto the little shaft piece of theirs. Now these are actually these are really tight. These are absolutely humongously tight. I think we've come across our first slight fault. Now if I get Dean to do a close-up of one of these, I don't know if it shows up, Dean.
Yep.
The little lip there, it's actually sticks out.
Yeah.
So what you want to do with these is, as I've done there, put one with the lip at the bottom and the next one with the lip at the top. And the idea is the belt will actually sit between those two raised bits and shouldn't come out.
Yeah.
Then I need to be very careful and put this clip on to stop it coming off. Now the one thing we did not get as yet is the tool set to do it. So I've got to be very careful and see if I can get this clip on, to which I can't, so we're going to have to stop recording and come back.
Yep.
Right, now I've got a pair of pliers. If we'd had the tools already, this might have been an easier job. I will say this is an incredibly fiddly piece, and I'm not really actually looking forward to putting it on. But these clips have got a habit, for anyone out there that's used them, a habit of jumping. Well, that's now on. There's a little teensy groove in there for that to sit in, and that's now all the way in, sitting home. And that's how you put that piece in. Now this goes at the end of the Y gantry, where there's 2 holes left. Now that little shafty piece actually had 2 threaded holes, one which goes up inside the main shaft and one that's just a standard hole. Now what you notice at the moment, it's now twisted. I need to move that gently back round. Reverse long nose pliers come in handy. So I'd say really they should have, as Dean had said in other episodes, and so has David, should really have had this built in a different way. And if you subscribe, I think they should have done the tools first.
Yeah, definitely.
Should have the tools straight away. Now obviously I'm not going to finally tighten this up too tight, because we need to adjustments later. Right now I've got to undo this piece that David last put on, because this band has to go through and under, and this is quite a fiddly little piece, and that has to actually go up behind this metal piece. Now, I don't know if you can catch it on the camera, so it's behind.
Yep.
Now the idea of that is that will, when locked off, will actually stop the band moving on its own. Now what you must do with this band is, when you look at the band, you've got a grooved edge and a non-grooved edge, and the groove should be going around this shaft. So the idea is later on there will be a stepper motor up here. I'll put my finger through where the stepper motor is going to go, and because that's fitted to the band, when the band moves it will pull that linear bearing up and down.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. Obviously the height it sits in there and everything at this moment is not really relevant because we've got some final adjustments to do. Also the fact that I've already pulled it off of the end there is irrelevant, because until you've got the last pieces in, the band's free to just go loose and fall off. Well, that concludes this part. I think part 6 is David's, where he will be fitting the wire gantry end stop. For those that don't know about 3D printers and end stops, all the end stop is just basically it's an electronic switch that will be activated when the y-axis reaches one end. I don't think I've ever seen one do both ends.
No.
Or it's just one end and it will stop, get a signal, and the motor driver will say, oh, stop, I'm at the end. Well, that's it until next week. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week.